Hello, my name is Christina. I'm making this video today to talk to you guys about the risks of reckless driving. Obviously, you guys have probably been lectured on this topic numerous times, just like I have, but I want to share with you a personal experience of mine that really changed my life. I took this picture on March 12, 2021. This accident occurred while I was on top of my own car, which I now see as one of my biggest regrets. My friend driving the car hit the side of a parking garage in Bridge Park, and as you can see, it was not a soft collision. Both of us sustained minor injuries, along with a concussion I received after flying off of the car during contact with the wall. This very rough experience I had with reckless driving, I hope it helps you take into consideration what I discuss in this video, since this kind of thing could happen to anyone. First, I would like to inform you guys about some of the statistics involved with teenagers and reckless driving. Motor vehicle crashes are the second leading cause of death for U.S. teens. Every day, about 7 teens died due to motor vehicle crashes and hundreds more were injured. The risk of motor vehicle crashes is higher among teens aged 16 to 19 than among any other age group. Teen drivers ages 16 to 19 are nearly 3 times as likely as drivers aged 20 or older to be in a fatal crash. The crash rate per mile driven is about 1.5 times higher for 16-year-old drivers than it is for 18 to 19-year-old drivers. Among teen drivers ages 16 to 19 who died in car crashes this year, almost half were unrestrained, which means that they had no seatbelt on during the time of the crash. Teens are more likely than older drivers to speed and allow shorter headways, which means riding another car. 24% of drivers aged 15 to 20 who were killed in fatal motor vehicle crashes had been. All of these statistics were released in 2019 by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Almost every risky behavior involved with driving is more prominent among high school teenagers. As a teenager, I can admit I believe most of it is because us teens want to seem cool to our peers. Now that we've been over some of the statistics, we can talk about how we can fix it. First, always be aware of yourself and your surroundings. Not only does this obviously mean to focus on the road, but also being aware of how to protect yourself. When driving, it is essential that we constantly remind ourselves about wearing our seatbelts and not getting distracted by passengers, music, and comfortability. Second, always plan rides ahead if you feel you may be incapable of driving at some point in the night. I would love to just say don't drink or don't consume any drugs, but I understand the urge to experiment as a teenager. But if teens do decide to experiment, they need to plan rides in advance. Experimenting is bad in itself, but typically isn't fatal unless you push your body past your limits. Impaired driving is much more likely to end in a fatal situation, and we need to be responsible. I cannot stress this enough, just don't drive after you've drank or consumed drugs. Lastly, reckless driving is not cool. I wish this was not advice I needed to put in this video, but I do believe it is the main cause of reckless driving among teenagers. Personally, when someone driving me is being reckless, I get a lot more anxious than I do impressed. There's no way for me to prove that some teens don't think it's cool, but I don't think it's anywhere close to being worth it for getting into a fatal car. I hope this video was informational and is taken into consideration by everybody watching. Goodbye and drive safe.